Hey YouTube, this is Elvis. Welcome to the channel, brand new channel. Hope you enjoy today's video. It's just going to be a couple of apps that really everybody should have who plays Call of Duty Modern Warfare. The reason being is, as we all know, the stat bar in game cannot be trusted, and it's just not very accurate. A lot of hidden stats there, and it's just kind of confusing. So these are apps to help you build a better loadout and then some. Now let's check these out. So first one we're going to look at is Wiki for COD Warzone. Probably go ahead and include the links down below where you can get these, but of course you can just pick them up from your Play Store. So let's just play with these a little bit. We'll put on the FAL. It shows us right there damage ranges as it is as standard. So no attachments, meaning just a floor loot weapon that you might pick up. As you can see, the first damage range goes up to 20 meters. We can extend that to about 27 or 8 meters with the right attachments, being the monolithic suppressor. Well, let's just go ahead and put those on real quick and show you. So flip this around here. Okay, so monolithic suppressor, see what I mean? You can actually see the damage range that it gives you. That's 7.5%, and how much ADS time will be added to the default 275 milliseconds. So we have 17 milliseconds added, so we'll go ahead and choose that. There's your recoil pattern. Now as we attach other things on here, like the longer barrel, the marksman, we'll see that it increases our damage range by 25% and adds 50 milliseconds to our ADS time. Also slows us down by about 2%. So we'll go ahead and choose that. As soon as we do, we see the new recoil pattern down on the bottom. Also kind of keeps a track of your pros and cons and if they kind of cancel each other out and whatnot. So we'll go ahead and put on the tack laser, which this is the only thing where it's a little bit misleading here, only because that 33 milliseconds is on a bone dry weapon. So if you just put on the tack laser, that is how much it would take it off, 33 milliseconds. But if you add a bunch of attachments that add to your ADS time, like the bigger barrel, the monolithic suppressor, maybe a Merc foregrip or whatnot, bigger magazine, then it will actually decrease it by considerably more, sometimes twice the number that it states here, because as we know, the tack laser gives you about 20% faster ADS time with a fully kitted weapon, meaning all the attachments on there. So we'll go ahead and put that on there. Recoil remains the same, so let's just show the recoil pattern with something like the Merc, which does of course have that hidden 4%, 3.7% movement speed bonus, which is nice, but you can also see that it definitely tightens up our recoil pattern. Lastly, let's just go ahead and put on the 30 rounder, which will slow us down a bit more. And there you have it. Now we see our ranges at 27 meters before that first damage fall off. So very good up close weapon, up to 27 meters, which is really better than any of the SMGs. Their damage range usually falls off around 10 to 15 meters, depending on the SMG. So yeah, this is why people are using the FAL, and it's definitely one of my favorites as well. One of the other really neat things about this app is that you can go ahead and compare weapons. So we click here, and now we have, let's say, the FAL or the FAL versus, let's just put one of the faster time to kill guns on here, either the RAM or maybe let's just go ahead and go with the MP5. It's kind of, everybody's familiar with how fast that thing kills. So there's your recoil patterns. Then you can go ahead and kit them out however you like to. And this is really really neat, really interesting app. because it allows you to, say you're at work on a lunch break or something and you wanted to mess around with some new classes and do some testing and kind of see what you can expect to get with the attachments that you choose, then this is definitely helpful. And we got one more attachment. Really, I don't think the underbarrel is needed. I'd probably run it with the no stock for that added ADS time and move speed. So you could go that route. You could also go with the Merc 4 grip. It also gives you that 4% speed bonus. So pretty nice there. So there's the recoil pattern on it now. And say we don't want, we don't want that. Let's see, clicking that little X can be tricky with my big old fingers, but we want the monolithic integral suppressor because it gives us a 12.5% damage range increase, whereas the monolithic suppressor is about 7.5. Probably put the Merc on there just for the speed boost. Ammo, probably run to 45. And you could certainly go with the stipple grip tape for the sprint out time bonus, and say maybe you like to hip fire it. I suppose if you're going to go for a hip fire build though, on the MP5, you'd probably want the 5 milliwatt, the Merc, and probably the collapsible. But the stipple is just fine. So that's your recoil pattern there on the right for the MP5 and the left for the FAL. Now, the only issue that I find with this app is, while this is a big improvement over the in-game stat bars, it actually gives you the numbers. You got your reload speed and everything down there. This is good. However, it's not all that accurate. It's kind of tough to even put this into perspective. Damage 77. What does that mean? 52. What does that mean? And a lot of times these damage numbers may be based on headshots instead of, say, chest shots or stomach shots or limb shots. So if you kind of wanted to look at a worst case scenario, this is why I really like this other app that we have here, and that is the Hey Potato Modern Warfare Stats. Go into the Prime features here, and we can also go compare weapons. Let's do the same exact comparison. We'll put on the FAL with, say, the marksman barrel, and we'll throw on the MP5 with the monolithic integral suppressor, which is right there. Now this gives us raw data, which is really nice. So your ADS speed, reload speed, sprint to fire speed. Of course, definitely the MP5 takes that. There's your bullet velocities, which again can be increased a bit more than this, especially on the FAL, because this is just looking at the XRK marksman barrel. So let me just show you real quick. If we take that barrel off, you see that our bullet velocity is now 927, but we put the barrel back on and you get to 1267. So it'll probably go over 13 once you put on the monolithic suppressor as well. But that's kind of one of the downsides to this particular app, is that you can't stack all these attachments and kind of see what the final build will look like. But anyway, let's look at movement speed. Of course, the MP5 takes that easily. ADS as well, ADS movement speed that is, and sprint speed. But if we click change view down here in the bottom middle, we click that. Now this is what I use this app mainly for, is to see the damage range there. It's under 25 meters with the XRK Marksman, and you're going to get 11 meters or under 11 meters with the MP5. Time to kill. This is why the FAL is so good. You're looking at, doesn't matter where you shoot him, limbs, stomach, or chest. Which I'm a little bit surprised to see that, honestly. I thought that there was a chest bonus for the FAL, a multiplier that is, but either way we get 3.371 of a second compared to 0.5 on the MP5, so you can see quite the difference there. There's your shots to kill, there's your damage per second numbers, and additional stats like the fire rate. We're at 485 for the FAL. It's somewhere between 485 and 500. Fire rate on the MP5 at 800 rounds per minute. Of course, we have the default magazine size, ADS speed, and reload speed. So really neat app as well. Good stuff on here. Additional things worth mentioning on the first app that we looked at is that you can also go to Loadout, and you can create your custom 10 loadouts just like you can in game. But on top of that, and what's really neat is that you can look at some really great YouTube content creators like Exclusive Ace and his setups for different guns. So also it's Nick and Who's Immortal, other streamers like Ninja and Dr. Disrespect have some of their loadouts in here as well. So that's pretty neat to be able to look at that and kind of change them around to kind of suit your needs a little bit better. Another really neat feature to this is the, well, let's just go and see what's in the Warzone side of things. Yeah, so it's this map which is broken up into sections and grids. There is another app that really lets you dive in and zoom zoom out. I don't use this particular map all that much, but definitely some other neat features. But yeah, hope you guys found this useful and interesting. I'll be perhaps doing some more versus guides and videos on here showing some of the lowest recoil weapons and some things like that. But yeah, hope you guys enjoy. If you did, leave a like. Appreciate that. Thank you. See you next time. Bye.